Greetings Wargamers, and welcome to my, let's say, entry to GirlPaintings own painting contest, the Golden Dwarf contest, White Dwarf, you know, the magazine. And I put a link to her video somewhere in the description. Basically the main rule was the only miniatures you were allowed to paint or to choose for painting for this contest were miniatures from any of the starter boxes from Games Workshop, you know, either Warhammer 40k, Warhammer Fantasy, Lord of the Rings, and even the old boxes like Battle for Macragge, the current one, Assault on Black Reach, and so I don't have any of these boxes really. I said it numerous times, I believe. I don't really like these, let's say, cheap miniatures they put in these boxes. I know you get a lot of miniatures for your money, but they are not as posable and not as detailed. I don't like them, but I still have a sprue from Assault on Black Reach that came in the White Dwarf of that month where that box was released. And as you can see, I've got up here is an Ork boss, Ork Nob, and down is the Terminator. Now again, I'm not really liking the Terminator. I'm going to sell them along with my other stuff from on eBay someday. But I think I'm going to use the Ork for this painting contest. I've never painted an Ork before. I'm scared of lots of large areas of skin. I can't really paint skin in a good way, but I hope the Games Workshop washes will help me pull off a decent result. So have a closer look here. It's the pirate Ork. He's got an eye patch, and yeah, that's it basically. I think I'm not going to repose him in any way. Maybe have his head tilted a bit to the side, you know, not looking straight. Hard to show it straightforward, but and maybe I can do something with his arm so it's not coming off his body like this to the side. We'll see. But for now I'm going to cut this guy out and go into the basement, into the cellar to prime him. Oh yeah, I am going to use one thing from the Terminator sprue, and that is this tiny little skull here. As you can see, there's a skull molded on in the sprue, which has a bullet hole in his head. The exit wound on the back is much larger, as you can see. I think I'm going to put this one on the Ork base just for additional detail. So yeah, I'll be back when I'm ready. So I'm back after assembling or posing the model, and well, that's basically how it would look like usually. You know, head straight forward with the gun, which I drilled open, as you can see. Rather large muzzle. But what I want to do, I want him to look more a bit to the side, and aim to the side with this. So I can't tilt the head like this, but I can turn it, you know, just a bit like that. And the arm, you see, it's just on a peg there. There's a peg, and well, I guess it's hard to show here. I pose it a bit like that, off to the side, and fill the gap with green stuff. Or any modeling putty I've got available. To the side, like this. So yeah, I'm not going to glue the head on yet, because these areas here, the armor plate and all that around his neck, is hard to reach once the head is on. I decided against the small, skull, because he's leaning forward so much with his body, you barely notice the skull on the small base. So I'm saving that one up for a larger base. So I believe it was intended for a Terminator base, which is substantially larger. There's more area to to fill with details, so I'm going to keep that skull. And yeah, I'm going to pose this and use some green stuff, let that dry, and then prime the model. And there he is, assembled and converted. Maybe you can see now what I mean. His head is tilted to the right side, his right side, he's looking a bit over here. Same with the arm. You can probably still see the green stuff up here. Here. All the way down there. Because I didn't glue his arm to his body like that, but like that, so he was pointing more to the right side, and of course I had to fill the whole gap here with green stuff. I'm actually pretty happy with how that turned out. I'm not used to green stuff, you know, to see the shadow on it, but I'm going to let that set overnight probably. So you can see I already set. I already did the base on some sand, and because the figure was very front heavy, I put a stone back there. So yeah. Tomorrow I'm going to prime him after all the glue and the green stuff is dried and set, and well, then it's time for actually painting this. And there is the finished product. Yes, I made it. The boss is finished. Let's see if we can get some more light here. So as I said earlier in this video, I believe I don't really plan on collecting orcs in the near future, but again, this was a nice excuse to paint one. And if I collect orcs, they're going to be goths. Goths are those that I like most, just from their colors and background. You know, I don't really like Bad Moon Yellow or that red on these orc lands, or the death skulls or the blue paint. I think goths just look the most orky to me. There will be still pictures at the end of this video, so you can see this figure a bit better. But how did I paint him? Well, as for the skin, give me a second. I used Orc Hide Shade as a foundation, then painted him with a Dark Angel's green, gave him a wash with Thraka green, and dry brushed this figure with what was it? Snot green. A bit for the info about the skin tones. I try to go with the original Games Workshop fluff, sorry. And the higher a orc is in their ranks, it's not he's not only bigger than the regular orcs, but his skin is also darker. You know, warmer fantasy, black orcs, etc. So regular boys I would have probably dry brushed with goblin green. I chose snot green for this one because snot green is a bit darker. So the bosses will separate themselves from boys just by their looks. And well, as the question arose what to paint his hair like, I was going with red as a contrast, you know. What did I do? Macrite red as a foundation, then red gore, and then highlighted it with a blood red and gave it a wash with Baal red. You know, all the brown parts of this figure, like you know, just those bands on his hand here, arms, I'm sorry, you know, all the straps, the back, they're just what is this brown? Scorched brown, with a tiny dry brush of snakebite pepper, and then of course a wash with Devlin mud. All metal pieces, bolt gun metal, with a wash of but dark black, except for, maybe you can, I don't know if you can see that here. Oops. His blade is a bit brighter at the edge here. Yeah, you can see it. See? This used part. I painted this with chainmail and did not give it a wash with dark black, so it's a bit more shiny, you know. It's a chipped off metal. I think it looks more realistic like this. And as another little touch for, let's say, a few other additional colors, I painted this Ork glyph on this gun with the dark yellow, what is it? Golden yellow, and gave it a wash with Griffon sepia. And on his axe, the two cables, one is again golden yellow, the other is ultramarine blue, just to put some additional colors in here, you know. And yeah, each bone, look like his two teeth, the claws of his hand, and hands, he has two of them I believe, and the thing dangling down here, they just, what did they do? Scorch bone, then some bleached bone and skull white and wash of Griffon sepia at the end. So yeah, let's see if you... I was always afraid of orcs and Tyranids because they have so many skin areas, and I'm not really too keen on dry brushing, but I've never really tried it before, you know. I think it worked decently. If you can, is that possible here? Let's have a look at his arm. I think it did work out. So I am happy with this figure, you know. Let's try to give it a little bit of a close-up here. Yes, I drilled open the gun hole. Probably should have used a smaller drill. Well, anyway. Oh yeah, can you see this here? I painted actually the veins on his arms here. There's one, and on his other arm. There. Can you see that? Probably. I painted them with bleach purple because it makes sense in my eyes, you know, red blood shining through green skin. Although it wasn't, I actually wasn't sure what color Ork blood has, red or green. Yeah, it was weird. But then I looked through the old 3rd edition codex that I have here, and there were pictures of orc dogs, and they had red blood on their skirts, and I doubt they operated some alien races, so I was going with red blood. Anything else here? The base. The figure itself is a bit front heavy, just through the pose. So I glued a real stone, Kieselstein. Don't know what it is in English. Here is a kind of a small weight on the back, and probably if I find some metal cutaways from metal figures, I'll put them right back here, in this half. So the base will put some sand on there with yeah, again swatch brown, highlight of snakebait leather, and wash with Devlin mud, and the stones are just Codex grey and then highlighted with a bit of Fortress grey, and as last step some static grass. Oh yeah, and as a final touch, you know how much I like decals, so this part here, diese Zacken, they were molded on. The other ones from this side, apart from an Ork transfer sheet, I see that now, which I cut out, then I noticed that the white was too, it was not as bright as the painted one, so I painted the white parts too, which made him a bit uneven, but well. And then I was looking for some more stuff to make him look like a boss, you know, that thing on his skull down here, and on his armor plate well, there's a checker pattern on his gun and some rest of these things that I put on the ammunition thing, so he's going to stand out a bit from the regular boys, which will have not as much decals and checker patterns and whatever. Yeah, and maybe one last word of sort of explanation about the color of his shirt. Can you see that shine through here a bit? It's painted with midnight blue. Why that? You know, originally I wanted to have all his clothes black pants, black shirt, and the armor plates all metal, just like the front here. But as I was getting to his shoulder guards here, I realized the white triangles here wouldn't have looked anywhere good on a metal shoulder pad. Should be black. So I was looking to find another color for a shirt. Originally I wanted to use scorched brown. Problem is all the straps were already painted brown and I didn't want to change that, so I skipped that. And then I was looking through all my paints to find another color. Good thing is orcs look a bit incoherent. Again, 3rd edition codex, they were wearing all kinds of, usually all tones of brown, but brown didn't really work here, so I was trying to find something more colorful. Again, he's a boss, he should stand out from the rest of the boys. I almost used ultramarine blue, which would have been a bit too bright, I believe. And midnight blue is a color I basically never use, and so I chose this just to bring in some more variety. And yeah, that's the shirt. So again, that's it. Thanks to GirlPainting for holding this contest and giving me an excuse to paint an orc. I'm happy with how he turned out, and some still pics are going to follow right now.